US President Donald Trump addressed the World Economic Forum's 56th annual meeting. Once again, he has renewed his aspiration to acquire Greenland. He made bold pitch to the global audience for why America should take control of Greenland. Trump says America needs Greenland for strategic reasons, not for rare earth minerals. We need it for strategic reasons, not for rare earth minerals, and would not use force to take the territory. But the US will remember if Europe does not accept his push for Greenland.
Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory, sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. That's exactly where it is, right smack in the middle. Wasn't important nearly when we gave it back. You know, when we gave it back, it wasn't the same as it is now. It's not important for any other reason, you know, everyone talks about the minerals. There's so many places. There's no rare earth, no such thing as rare earth. There's rare processing, but there's so much rare earth. And this, to get to this rare earth, you got to go through hundreds of feet of ice. That's not the reason we need it. We need it for strategic national security and international security. This enormous unsecured island is actually part of North America, on the northern frontier of the Western Hemisphere. That's our territory.
According to Trump, the United States has a claim to the island from defending it in World War II after Germany invaded Denmark. During the address, Trump described Greenland as our territory because of its proximity to North America and US protection during World War II. He argued that only the United States is suited to manage the Arctic islands' resources amid competition from Russia and China.
I have tremendous respect for both the people of Greenland and the people of Denmark, tremendous respect. But every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. We're a great power, much greater than people even understand. I think they found that out 2 weeks ago in Venezuela.
Trump's insistence has stunned longtime US allies who are now scrambling for a response. His appearance has become one of the most anticipated moments of the forum, particularly as he continues pushing for greater US control over Greenland. But it appeared to be a rather turbulent welcome for Trump in Davos. The words "Trump, go home" were written in huge letters in the snow, clearly visible from the air as he flew in for the World Economic Forum. A day before, a "No Kings" sign was seen lit on a mountainside overlooking the Swiss town. Let's now talk to Mr. Ben Aris. He's the founder and editor-in-chief of B&E IntelliNews and also former Moscow bureau chief for the Daily Telegraph. Mr. Aris, it's good to see you and thank you very much for your time. Just before we talk about Greenland, let's talk about a statement that Trump made, which was a stinging statement to Europe. He says Europe is not heading in the right direction, doesn't recognize Europe. I love Europe. I want to see it do good, but it's not going in the right direction. Your response to this, and could it boomerang on Mr. Trump going forward? Very briefly.
I don't think it'll boomerang in so much as these comments have already been made before, and it's indicative of Trump's attitude to Europe. It's no longer a partner that Europe and the States have enjoyed a special relationship, since the end of the Cold War, and that was shoved through particularly in the Thatcher era. And Hesketh, the defense minister, said the same things in the Munich conference just about a year ago, where he rubbished Europe. And as part of the new US national security strategy, that document made it quite clear that Europe is being downgraded. It's no longer a partner. It's no longer the equal of the states. It's just become a market as far as America is concerned. And the NSS was especially aggressive against Europe when you would have thought that it would have taken issue with China and Russia, who are actual rivals of the states, and it just rubbished it. And so here he is sort of poking his finger in the eye again of Europeans and saying, look, we don't take you seriously, you're not important, you have to do what we tell you.
Mr. Harris, let's now talk about Greenland. He made various statements about Greenland. He went back and forth about Greenland and says why it is important for the United States. I'll just read some of his statements verbatim for our audience. First of all, he says he will not take Greenland by force. He says you can say yes, and we will appreciate, and you can say no, and we will remember. He actually says that strategic national security and international security, it's only for the US that can protect this huge piece of ice and land. I'm seeking immediate negotiations to acquire Greenland. That last statement, I am seeking immediate negotiations to acquire Greenland. What does that mean for you?
It's an annexation. I mean, put aside the colorful language about ice and what have you, it's a sovereign nation that's in a relationship with Denmark, certainly an autonomous country, but it's a European country, and at the same time it's a NATO member. And Trump and America do not have any claim over it whatsoever. It does not belong to them. And for him to take it, either by force or by coercion, is an annexation, similar to what Putin's done in Ukraine, and it's unacceptable. And again, it just highlights what we were just talking about, is the attitude that Trump has to the whole of Europe, is that they're not important and I can do what I like and you have to do what you're told. Mm-hmm. And he says we want it and we're going to take it. And by saying he's not going to use military force, that's an implicit threat that is a possibility. Greenland only has 57,000 people, and he's talked about sending in 100,000 troops, which means that they would just walk into there 5-1 and walk into Parliament and take over if he wants to. Mm-hmm. And this is leading to a massive clash with the EU, where they have to decide, and the talk is at Davos, this is going to be discussed. So this could be the key meetings between Europe, where they have to assess how serious Trump is. And these comments he's made are very serious. And the final point with that is he's talking and framing it needs to be protected from China and Russia. And neither China and Russia have any aspirations to take Greenland. They've never talked about it. It means nothing to them. It's in no danger. And Trump has said, we don't want Russia as a neighbor. Russia's already a neighbor because Alaska is American territory, is about 30 kilometers away from Russia. They even jointly own an island in the Straits, in the Bering Straits, in between them. So they're not even just neighbors. They have a land border between them. And so all this talk of protection is just dressing for something he wants to grab it. I personally suspect he's interested in the minerals, which he downplayed in his speech, but really that would be the only reason, I think, for him wanting to go there.
All right, Mr. Aris, it's good to see you. We'll have to end this discussion there. He also added that acquiring Greenland is not a threat to NATO. That's another discussion for another day. But at this hour, thank you.
My pleasure.